am working on an experiment.
An experiment?
Yeah.
What is it?
I'm trying to see. Well, right now I'm trying to make a seal in these little divots because for my microbiology class, we have a project where you're creating your own experiment, and I wanted to see the effects of nitrogen-fixing bacteria on pea plants because so you know how you can get these inoculants at the store, like, you know, Exceed sells them and stuff like that, different seed companies. The whole idea behind those inoculants is that it's providing nitrogen-fixing bacteria, and a part of a plant's nutrient cycle is nitrogen, and they need to get it out of the soil, but plants actually can't just do that themselves. They need the presence of different bacteria to actually do it for them, and they're called nitrogen-fixing bacteria, and it just essentially allows them to use nitrogen that's in the soil, and then it can cycle in through the air and all that stuff. So what I did is I have a sterile tray, which is here, and then I have an unsterile tray over here, and I have them labeled. So, for example, this soil is unsterilized, so you can even see the difference when you look at it. So you see how this soil, it has a lot of stuff in it still because I didn't sift it out and I didn't sterilize it. But this one, it looks really fine because I sifted it out, and I also sterilized it using a high-tech microwave. Just kidding.
High-tech?
It's just a microwave because
How long did you microwave it for?
I microwaved it for 2 minutes.
On high?
Yeah, just trying to kill the bacteria.
And that's to kill the bacteria, yep.
Um,
All the stuff is like way beyond me.
So, I have a few different things I'm testing. So, in the sterile and unsterile, I'm testing the same things, and I have them. The reason why I have them broken up into these rows where there's an empty column between each one is so there's no cross-contamination, because I don't want so I have these areas that say uninoculated, which means it doesn't have the nitrogen-fixing bacteria stuff, and then I have the ones that is later inoculated and then uninoculated. I have 2 of those, just to kind of have more robust data, as they say. So the unsterile inoculated ones, well, basically what I want to do is track the growth of these plants and see if they do better in sterile or unsterile soil, because providing nitrogen-fixing bacteria in sterile soil actually might not be the best, and it could inhibit the plant growth, is something that I was reading in a paper. It was talking about how, like, so you have these plants, and if you're just giving them, like, a monobiome on their roots of just nitrogen-fixing bacteria, it won't be very helpful to the plant because that's not what they're used to growing in. Plants are meant to grow outside. So having nitrogen-fixing bacteria in natural soil that has a lot of bacteria already in it is normally how these plants grow. So I want to see how sterile soil would end up affecting that. And then the later inoculation is I want to see if after these plants start growing, if I then afterwards introduce the nitrogen-fixing bacteria, if that'll boost the growth of the plant at all. But yeah, that is the main idea of what I'm doing. Right now I'm trying to seal little areas in the wells because ideally, you know, I'm gonna water this so it survives. Except then I was thinking, when I'm watering it, the ones that have the inoculant, the ones that have the nitrogen-fixing bacteria, when that water runs down into the bottom, it's going to still have that bacteria. And then if I just left these wells open, then the water's just going to
It would kind of cross-contaminate.
It would cross-contaminate everything. So I need to create just like at least an attempt at a little barrier to prevent a lot of contamination. Obviously, this is just, I guess, backyard science. So
What if you took plastic and created little just plastic wells, or even used a Ziploc bag to contain these? If you took a gallon Ziploc bag and basically just ran it up in between these, what do you think?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, what you're planning on doing is you wanted to create little sections for the wells so that the water wouldn't contaminate your other cells, I guess you want to call them.
Yeah.
So if you took like a Ziploc bag, preferably maybe like a gallon one, and you bunched it up, or even if you just cut it off at the bottom, you could basically slide it up and over, and each cell, like this grouping here and that grouping there, could be separated with its own water and its own...
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, we can try that.
Cool. So what's today?
Earth Day.
So what are we doing?
Planting seeds. I'm doing my science experiment, but that I was planting our seeds for our vegetable garden because some of them we got a starter.
Yeah, we're a little late as usual.
We always
So
are. It works out.
yeah, we're always late, but it works. So we've got sweet 100s, broccoli, still got a ton of broccoli seeds left. I mean, yeah. I might just sprinkle them on the ground or something. I don't know. I have a hard time with not planting every seed that comes in the packet. So, and she's kind of the same way. We got eggplant, peppers. Usually we actually harvest our own seeds from
just
last year's planting, right?
yeah, or like even if you want to start doing that, just the peppers that you get from the supermarket, you know, just bell peppers or any pepper that you like, you can just take those seeds out and they dry out really well.
How do you know it works?
And they grow, because that's how what we started doing. That's how we first started doing it.
That's how we did it. So, and then we've got beefsteak tomatoes. I'm not sure where that went. It probably just blew away somewhere. But we got the puppies out here. Hunter's right there. Hey, puppy, come here. Hey, buddy. Hunter. Hey, buddy. What you doing? So, I don't know. I don't know if she's still continuing to do her wells or if she's going to use the Ziploc bags. It's up to her.
I'm gonna try.
And Haley's over here eating dirt, as usual. Must have been a bug in there that she found to eat. So, this was the little mini greenhouse that I just built out of, you know, scrap material that we had. It was a $20 greenhouse that we got from Job Lot last year, and the plastic it didn't work. It was a stupid design, stupid idea. This is definitely going to work a lot better. Actually looks like a real greenhouse, and you can see right now got our seed trays in there, and it's actually really nice and warm in there right now. And we can actually put a second level in there just by using grates and a couple of the extra pieces that I had left over. So we can do like a two-tier kind of thing. But yeah, so that's what we're doing for Earth Day. Prepping the garden. And there's a couple experiments that we've got that are in the garden still. I don't know if they took. It's one of those things where, again, I don't like throwing things away, you know, such as like plants and stuff. So I'll have like clients and whatever, or people or anybody in general will give us a plant, or if somebody says, you know, I don't want that anymore, just rip it out. A lot of times what I'll do is, if I feel it's something that, you know, I could transplant or give to somebody else or have for our own yard, just to bring bees and whatever, you know, for the pollen, as far as pollinators, you know, I'll do it. And we've got actually strawberries right there. This is actually a tree hydrangea. I have no idea if that's going to take. That was actually a clipping clipping? No, actually it was a break off from winter storm damage. And I basically just took it home and slammed it into the ground really deep and just kept it heavily watered for a while and stayed alive for a while. If it roots, it roots. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Again, just take it and I can put it in our burn pile, which is way back there. I got another tree hydrangea that's actually right there. It's a little stick. And these right here, these, not that. Hey, Haley, what you doing, honey? So these actually right here, these are my baby, what are they called again? Japanese maples. So you can see them. A couple of them didn't survive. I think 1, 2, 3 might not have survived the winter time. But this one did. This one's going to do fine. This one may not have survived. This one doesn't look like there's anything in there. Might not be anything in there either, but... Oh, actually there is. There's a little one right there, but... I can see that that one survived. And that one definitely survived. And that's just, again, that's... It was like a Japanese maple that I was trimming. And I just... Oh, she wants to show something. What do you want to show?
No, I was telling you should show the pear tree.
Yeah.
Because when we got it, it was like this big.
Yep.
It was as big as the apple tree. I mean, the apple tree's struggling a little bit.
Yeah. We might have to move that location, I don't know. And even putting this tree here...
But this pear tree's so happy, though.
Yeah, even putting this pear tree here. The only thing that it kind of messed up was my idea of wanting to put a greenhouse in. And this was probably where the greenhouse was going to go if we were going to do one. But we'll see. I might move it to, you know, this location over here and just extend out the garden a little bit further that way. And I've always wanted to go just a little bit further back, so we'll see. We're always running out of room in the garden, so
Every year we make it a little bigger.
yeah, we just stretch it out and either use what we've got for soil existing, or you know, I just add to it compost and whatnot. So yeah, so this is what we're doing for Earth Day. So that's it. So pear tree is actually looking really good. It has a ton of just new growth all over it.
Look at this new
So
shoot.
it's a new shoot right there. Very happy. Yeah. I might have to trim its height. I'm not sure. We'll see. It is obviously growing towards the sun, which is a little bit of an issue. But if I drop that gigantic pine tree right there, it actually might be my neighbor's. I'm not sure. But I'm going to ask them. Just going to say, hey, you know, I don't know if this is mine or yours. I just want to drop it. It's actually leaning at a good direction. It's just going to fall basically right into the woods. That's our compost bin. You know, just hacked and cobbled together, and it's just backyard gardening, right?
Yeah.
Backyard gardening. Doesn't have to be anything nuts.
No.
You just do what you can, you know?
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. When you're gardening, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just do whatever makes you happy. It doesn't matter what's the right way, or just figure out what works for you.
Some of it matters what's the right way, but yeah, that's both her and our attitude is just do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, even if you just grow pepper plants in a pot in your windowsill, I mean, you still have peppers. You know?
Is that a kick to someone? Is that a kick to someone you know? All right, that's it. So that's for, what is today? 21st, April 21st. So Earth Day, Sunday, April 21st. Like I said, we get the puppies out, doing some gardening, planting. Haley's looking for bugs and eating dirt as usual. Colby's out here just being Colby. And Hunter's just chilling with us because he's happy to be outside. And yeah, that's it. That's it for Earth Day for us. So, all right, cool.